So, today we're going to talk about Veterans Day because we can. And Grandma requested that I share this here poppy with people for Veterans Day. I tried doing a thing with Facebook where I shared it to a bunch of people, but it got offended. It said you can't send it to more than 50 people, which I don't even know how the hell it gave me 50 names to pull from. So I tried narrowing it down, and I got it down to like 20 some odd. I tried again, and it still said no, and it's just like, what's the point? So, instead, I'm going to do a YouTube video, where I talk about Veterans Day.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
22 minutes? Really? Oh shit. I should not have said that. Well, it's okay. It's okay, I'm sure I can come up with loads of things to say.
Another one
I definitely didn't waste them in an hour of 9 minutes of being China. Yeah, needless to say, I'm gonna have to mess around with that one. I guess I could do all that while this is recording. I think it stays going. It should stay going at the least. But, needless to say, she wanted this shared because she wants people to remember Veterans Day exists, which seems like a good idea. I mean, you know, remember the day and all that. But I honestly not even entirely sure that that's what's going on.
Executed with impunity.
I thought it was like earlier in the year, like during the spring.
As victories mount,
mixed up with Memorial
so too
Day,
will
like
resistance.
An asshole, which isn't what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to remember these things. I don't know how. I mean, it doesn't seem like anybody so much as had an American flag out today. There's also a possibility there was some tragedy I didn't hear about.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Any other such thing. Be a hell of a time for a terrorist attack right on Veterans Day. Because, I mean, those terrorists, they do like doing those kinds of things on those days. But that's not what I should be talking about. But, hey, 2 minutes, space filled. So now it's down to 20. And you know, I wonder, really, because I don't think other countries really celebrate Veterans Day. Veterans Day is just as much for their soldiers as ours, sure, right? I mean, maybe not the ones they have right now, but the people who fought the wars in the past, you know, a lot of them were with us in one way or another. I mean, you always jump to the World War examples, but I've gotten help from people with basically everything ever. I mean, almost no country ever goes to war completely unprotected without any allies. I mean, it's just kind of stupid, really, to do that. I don't know. I like to think that the world is peaceful, and everybody can acknowledge that, you know, people who are willing to sacrifice their life for the safety of the rest of the people who they're backing is, pretty awesome. If that's the kind of thing, you know, you should get more than a thumbs up or a pat on the back for. Just in general. I mean, even if, you know, goals
such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Thing, the reality is, most soldiers are the same no matter what side they're on. Just people with a mission. At least that's what all the books say. Boy, this one's a certain individual. Wow. I thought that one was gonna take longer, actually. Because that was one of the things I was, like, specifically in my head. Hey, we should talk about this. And by we, I mean me, and this microphone here. I really wish I could see an audiograph, because I feel like I'm being a bit mumbly. I mean, the other terrible part about it is, not only do you have to run the risk of dying and stuff, but you've effectively forced hundreds of people into becoming murderers.
Great is the weapon that cuts
which
on its own.
I don't think is the natural state of a human being. That's probably a shitty way to look at it. I mean, you had to kill somebody, which isn't something you would normally do as a person. It's just... It's not like a bad thing to kill somebody in your defense, or the defense of somebody else, but you still killed a person, and that weighs heavily on a person's personage. You know, they say that a pretty significant, I shouldn't say numbers, but a significant portion of American soldiers have post-traumatic stress disorder, and a significant portion of them are treated. And statistics and stuff are probably all old, but
this is how
it just
a
seems
life
ridiculous
is taken.
to me a little bit. Veterans and stuff wouldn't immediately be going to see a psychiatrist. They pay for people to see doctors for, you know, cancers and all that stuff.
The death by
can't get somebody or a psychologist to make sure that they don't come unhinged. Shell shock? I think that's what the other countries call it. Actually, this does get viewed by almost as many foreigners as Americans. So, I mean, you might as well try and be nice and include them in their accent, even if you're screwing it up. Hopefully that's working. Nope, it makes your throat drier and your voice sound crappier. Worth noting. Probably should have actually brought up some water. That would have been a smart thing. But I'm not going to do that. Because, frankly, I've already done my talking. I'm not going to keep doing this. As soon as I'm done delaying for time to think about something important to say, you know, just
the slow death,
unrelated to the topic,
unforeseen,
or terrible
unforgiving
in general. I can't say I'm terribly worried about insulting anybody in particular, because, I mean, you know, American, I get to say whatever. You know, that's one of the things that people fight for in our country, actually, is right, free speech and all that stuff. That's, you know, in my opinion, of course, is that that's one of the reasons why we have soldiers in the first place. You know, just to protect us, the country and people, and shoot, eventually the entire planet once we get out on a grand scale. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we did that in retrospect seems terrible and stupid, but the truth is, given the information that we had, it probably was a great decision. I mean, you have to realize not everybody has intelligence. By which I mean, like, information intelligence, not brains intelligence. Not everybody has the information required to make the best possible decision. Sometimes you just have to make a decision right there on the spot. And sometimes the decision seems like
give them no quarter.
Or later on, to somebody who has more time and space to think about it. But the hell do I know? I guess what I was trying to get to was the whole with the fear of communism, because that's one of those that we're still kind of afraid to talk about, right? All the people who were involved in Vietnam, they're still around. You don't want to talk shit on it, because that was some bullshit. How everybody from Vietnam was treated when they came home, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't around then, but that seems very
As the
un-American
fiend
to me.
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
you know, just, holy shit, is that how people really are, as a whole? It reminds me of, you know, shit, I shouldn't say this, how some people treat their, you know, Muslim immigrants and whatnot. How some people talk about them and think about how they should be around and how they shouldn't be allowed to, like, pray in schools or whatever. And it's just like, how the hell is it that you as a person managed to feel like you had the right to judge somebody else's decisions, to judge what somebody else did with the information they had? Who the fuck do you think you are? And this refers to the whole situation in general. Like, just
confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
That the people who wind up being left over after shit like that are the kind of people who think that, I don't even know what the hell they think, because I've actually found myself pretty upset right now.
Darkness closes in,
want to yell out,
haunting the hearts of men.
Keep it a nice low volume. Probably turn the audio of the game off, because this is intended to be a serious conversation. Shit. Midway through, I've hit yet another. I didn't realize I was actually that upset about that. Because, you know, really, to me, it should just be history. You know, to me, it should just be like, you know, all there's some numbers and statistics, and these are the signs people raved around, and these are the rocks they threw at people, but I guess to me, those people sacrificed so much for basically failure, and they didn't really get the goals that they wanted to have met out there. And when they come home, and they don't even get a home to come back to, because everybody who didn't get sent out was just being a dick. Which, as Americans, that is what you want. That's how you want America to be. But it's just fucked up. I hope like hell that, you know, future generations or whatever, my current generation doesn't wind up doing that same kind of thing. Because there's nothing to be gained from demonizing these people who sacrificed so much for you. Even if you don't agree with what they were sacrificing for. Because ultimately, it's for you, the person who gets to stay home. They're out there so that your ass can have a home to stay in. Have a nice little free country,
their formation is
dictatorship,
broken.
Whatever the hell it is they're fighting. They're out there to make sure that you've still got it. And you say out there, right? Because you can't be specific. You're talking about everyone who's involved in any sort of conflict for anyone, because it's all the same. No matter what anybody says, it's all the same. They're out there for the same reasons as our people, and it's just too damn bad we're on a different side. That's how it is, and that's how it's gonna be.
Adversity can foster hope and resilience.
There, we've about emptied that bottle. It's not quite there, I've still got a little bit left. How the hell did I get on I shouldn't say that, right? I mean, how did that come into my head today? I guess it's, you know, those are sort of my veterans, if that makes sense. That's the war that, you know, I know plenty of individuals, and indeed related to them, who were involved in it.
Continue the onslaught.
And I've heard
Destroy
a couple stories about it. It's not one that people are really open to talking about. And I've got a book written by a guy who was involved in it as a corpsman for the Marines, and yeah. He had written this book, and I actually had a first edition of it, which, you know, it's just amazing reading, you know, what he wrote down before anybody else changed anything, because it's still so clear in spite of the errors. The intention is crystal clear. There's even a part where he pretends to forget the name of a song to help him get across the feeling. It's probably a retarded thing to find interesting.
A trifling victory.
Yeah.
But a victory nonetheless.
In it, actually, he was talking. I don't think the name of the book, because I don't want it to have some surge or whatever in 20
Packs
years.
laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Yeah. He talks about them getting shipments, right, of these inferior weapons. In particular, he was talking about M16s. And they had these M4s, which were older, but in his opinion, better. And I believe in the opinion of many people. So they took all these older guns and they had to disassemble them so that the Viet Cong could not take it from equip themselves with older weapons. But the newer weapons being inferior, at least in his opinion. Those were the ones they were forced to use. You know, they didn't get to pick their own stuff. And somehow that got me thinking about the whole dragon thing, because for a while there, some people were purchasing their own special body military. And I think they made that thing that you're not allowed to do anymore. But they were buying, like, these
or cowardice,
bullet-resistant plates, or whatever you want to call them, in order to better defend themselves in the event of being shot at.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
And they made that illegal, I think, but like a thing you're not allowed to do.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
Man, I should really know more about the details of the thing I intend to do. Let's see. It does seem weird, though, like, Vietnam, from all the things that I do know about it, it seems strange to me that, you know, there was just so muchness. There was all this weird stuff going on. You know, that it almost seemed like, and this is obviously, you know, Illuminati retarded crap.
The human mind.
It almost seemed
fragile,
like they were
like
deliberately trying to get people killed. And I hope that's not what was going on. But just, you have to wonder how there came to be so many fuck-ups. And that's just what you have to call it. Just be honest with yourself. That was a fuck up. It's a fuck up to destroy the weapon that's better for what it's better for. Basically, I think I have, with the words I've said, pissed off a lot of conservatives.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Maybe even a couple of those kinda in the middle people. Which, is the breakfast of champions. Looking at myself making a decision now because I'm a dumbass.
A wise general cuts losses and regroups.
So, yeah, that's, I guess, the end of that. I'm glad. If I'd have stayed longer, I'd have pissed off even more people.
Is long.
Goodbye, half of my Facebook friends. I won't miss all your obnoxious posts. And goodbye, dear viewer who actually made it this far. I want you to know that I'm really glad you were willing to sit through all of my very, very heavy opinions, even though they probably weren't exactly like yours. Happy Veterans Day. Go hug a veteran, please, irregardless of where you are.